In the olden days, long before the invention of electric lights, there would be oil lamps hung high on the poles in the corner of every street. As it got dark, lamps would wait in readiness to be lit. There was a person in every town who was a lamplighter. He or she would carry a long pole with fire at the ends. The lamplighter would walk through the darkened nights, stretch out the pole, and light the lamps to brighten the town on what otherwise would be a very dark night. In Chabad tradition, this story is a metaphor for life. And the greatest ideal for which a person should strive to be is a lamplighter, to find the dark corners of the world and to do all we can to light them up. Melody and Claude Bernstein, two of the kindest, most generous people I've ever met, are truly lamplighters, bringing light and warmth to what might otherwise have been dark spots in the universe. True lamplighters, Claude and Melody, have completely dedicated to the welfare of others. Their kindness is felt on a broad national level throughout the major charities they support. It's felt locally in our community institutions. It's felt by so many individual people here tonight who personally and quietly have benefited from the good of this incredible couple. In addition to their activities on behalf of Chabad of New Canaan, Claude and Melody Bernstein are very well known in the broader community for their charitable and philanthropic activities. So to start the long list of charitable organizations that they support: the Jordan River Village, Israel's Paul Newman Camp, serving children with serious illnesses and their families. Arts for Healing, a New Canaan-based organization which improves the lives with integrated music and art therapy. Inspirica, an organization dedicated to breaking the cycle of homelessness by helping people achieve and maintain permanent housing and stability in their lives. Hill of Yukon, United Jewish Federation of Stamford, New Canaan, and Darien, the Jewish Community Center of Stamford, Jewish Family Services of Fairfield County, Emunah, a social welfare organization serving children in Israel, the New Canaan Community Foundation, and many other causes. On a personal note, one of the most beautiful highlights of our time in New Canaan was when my husband and I were privileged to be part of their children, Emily and Matthew's wedding celebration under the chuppah approximately 3 years ago. Together with my husband, I studied with Emily and Matthew before the wedding, and my husband had the great honor and privilege of officiating a most beautiful ceremony that we'll always remember. Another thing that happens that I always think about and laugh about is one day Claude calls us up. He just got back from Israel, and he calls us, I came back from Israel, I've got a souvenir for you guys. Are you home? Can I come by with it? Yeah, sure, we're home. And Claude's often in our house at different times he's seen in the house in all of its various states. So he comes by, he knocks on the door, we open it up to see his souvenir, and what does he have but a Torah? In his humorous way, bringing light to others. Melody and Claude, we truly appreciate the way you've so kindly and personally helped our family in many ways, big and small. You're really beautiful, kind people. We're incredibly honored to have you in our community and personally very grateful to have you as friends. With much love, I'd like to call you up to receive an award that you absolutely deserve. Please come up to receive the Lamplighter Award.
Who are you?
Thank you, Melody.
Thank you. Jerry, we're going to have to give more money.
Should we come in front of the thing, or it's a good picture?
No,
Okay, good, excellent. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you, Claude.
Thank you.
Claude. Please don't get lost, Claude.
Leave me here. Well, you're all very lucky tonight because Melody and her mom won't let me tell any jokes because I'm a terrible joke teller. I should have hired Rabbi Darren to do my joke telling. But most importantly, before I forget, today is Melody's mom's, our wonderful matriarch of our family's 39th birthday. And we all want to sing happy birthday to her, if you don't mind. You ready? I have a terrible voice, so. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Debbie. I had to check the name. Happy birthday to you. Thank you. You know, the music, I'm sorry? Oh, thank you. No, thank you for being you. It's interesting. I spent a few hours today reading about the Rebbe's life. And for those of you that know about the Lubavitcher movement, at this point, I think the Rebbe has cloned up to maybe something like 5,000 shliachs around the world. Rabbi, am I close or too many? Close. There's never too many, even if it's 3,000 or 4,000. So if we could get 3,000 or 4,000 Debbie Goldsteins, it would be a better world for all of us. So let me just say that about my mother-in-law. Before I forget, we want to wish a mazel tov to the Sauls, Michal's parents, and Michal. They had a baby boy this morning, and I'm sorry?
Grandchild.
I'm sorry, not your baby, I'm sorry, right? Grandchild. It's fun. I call my grandchild Baby Jack, so I never think. This morning, and unknowns to me until the last few years, the baby doesn't have a name, correct? Until 8 days from now. So then we'll all find out what the baby's name is. This is very easy. I just learned a midrash, I don't know, 2 or 3 months ago, and it was about the Sea of Galilee, or the Kinneret in Israel, and the Dead Sea. And the person asked us, we were a small handful of people, when you see the Sea of Galilee or the Kinneret, what do you see? Of course, I was thinking of something deep, so I couldn't answer it. And then I finally said, well, I see the St. Peter's fish, and I see people fishing, and I see boats go by. And make a long story short, since I'm not a rabbi, and then what do you see when you see the Dead Sea? Well, you see a place where people try to walk into the water, but they have to wear shoes because the ground is so unwelcoming. When you get into the water after you're waist high, the water kind of flips you up and it doesn't really want you swimming there. Rabbi Darren already knows where I'm going. And when you get out, you have to wash yourself clean of all the oils and the salt and everything that's in the Dead Sea. So what do Rabbi Mendelo and Michal bring to our community? What they bring is the fencer stocks and all of you and our friends. We join them and we make small contributions to them, like the small streams that flow into the Sea of Galilee. But the Mendelos, they take that and they give everything that they give to us. They make a sea out of those small rivers, and then they pass on some of those gifts onto the Dead Sea. But why is the Dead Sea like that? Because it takes, but it doesn't give. So I hope I've made that case clear, that the Sea of Galilee receives, but then it gives back more than what it receives. And that's what the Mendelos have meant to us here in New Canaan for the last 7 years. So I want to thank all of you for being here tonight. If you haven't been to the Mendelos for a Shabbat dinner or celebrated a bar bat mitzvah with them or been to any of the rabbis' classes or a seder or in their wonderful sukkah, then you're missing something. And then above and beyond that, you get a bonus, and that's to meet their 5 children, starting from Yossi to Dove Bear to Moshe to Chela, and then Menachem, who spoke this evening. So Melody and I just want to thank you all for coming and supporting this wonderful organization.